Hi, Ernie.
The Deputy Director of the TBM facility was asked to assess the safety of the proposed experiments, the first of which includes colliding particles together at near the speed of light.
Early this morning, it was decided by directors at the TBM facility that the first of the particle experiments would go ahead today. Now, considering the public fear that has been generated by recent reports in the media, we would like to allay any concerns by adding to what many leading experts have already said, that the TBM particle acceleration facility is completely safe. We'd like to congratulate the team and wish them every success for the experiments tonight. Any questions?
In theory, anything is possible. I mean, theoretical science has all kinds of things, like there are parallel universes where different versions of our day exist. You could just as easily say the world would be destroyed by a giant meteor or a massive virus outbreak or something. They're far more likely.
Anyway, it's time for the news. We'll be back to that later.
Come on, lady.
Good morning. A powerful earthquake has hit the American state of Wyoming. Yellowstone National Park is the worst affected area. Major roads and highways have been torn apart by the tremors.
Local rangers are said to be working as fast as they can to try and resolve the problem. Numerous mild quakes have been recorded at Yellowstone over the past year, leading some experts to warn that more violent activity might be on the way.
Yellowstone Park in Wyoming in the US has millions of visitors every year, but not many of them are aware that underneath lies the biggest volcano known to mankind, capable of wreaking unimaginable destruction. It's known as a super volcano. Like a normal volcano, a super volcano begins when a column of magma rises from deep within the earth, but with super volcanoes, rather than breaking through the surface, the magma forms a giant reservoir of molten rock and gases under the ground and builds up enormous pressures over thousands of years. The magma chamber beneath Yellowstone is 70 kilometers long by 30 kilometers wide and 10 kilometers deep. It is the biggest known to mankind. Its eruptions are thousands of times more powerful than a normal volcano. If Yellowstone goes off again, it will be catastrophic for the US and eventually for the entire world.
This is the last call for Dr. Robert Howe for Flight 1005 to New York. Robert Howe, final call.
The volcanic region of Yellowstone is one of America's most popular tourist attractions, and many visitors are still trapped within the park boundaries since mild earthquakes damaged access roads. Authorities are advising visitors to remain in their cars and await assistance due to growing fears that the recent tremors could cause volcanic activity.
Dad, Mom, this is awesome.
The last time a super volcano erupted over 70,000 years ago, it reduced man's population to a mere 5,000 people. So how likely is it that Yellowstone will erupt again? Well, scientists have studied the layers of ash around the crater and have reached a worrying conclusion. The last 3 eruptions have occurred with a frightening regularity.
Quite amazingly, we realized that there was a cycle of caldera-forming eruptions, these huge volcanic eruptions, about every 600,000 years.
And with the last eruption already over 600,000 years ago, Yellowstone is due to erupt again any day.
Dad, do you think it's gonna go?
No, don't think so, honey.
Really?
No, it's just rumblings, that's all. Yeah, it's what they do.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You may now unfasten your seatbelts and move around the cabin.
The warning signs were spotted a few years ago. one scientist surveyed the height of the land at Yellowstone and compared it to an identical survey from 50 years earlier.
The surveyor said to me, "There's something wrong." And he said, "It's not me. It's got to be something else." So we went through all the measurements again, tried to be very careful.
But he discovered that his original calculations had been correct. The ground around the caldera had risen by nearly a meter. This led others to believe that the bulge was due to enormous pressures from the magma chamber below, a claim yet to be confirmed by leading scientists.
Excite your readers, but let me say that the government is working closely with leading experts to clarify if this small eruption today could lead to anything larger, a much larger explosion. Now, we do know that Yellowstone Park is sitting atop a giant volcano, a supervolcano, but it hasn't erupted for thousands of years.
That some tourists died.
We would like to reassure the public that despite the recent break in the surface caused by the minor eruption today, that the chances of it leading to a much larger supervolcanic eruption are very slim indeed. Yeah.
The climatic effects globally from that eruption will be produced by the plume of material that goes up into the atmosphere. That'll spread worldwide and will have a cooling effect that will probably knock out the growing season on a global basis.
I've just been informed by air traffic that our aircraft has been diverted to Toronto for refueling. We will then be heading straight back to the UK.
For 100 kilometers around ground zero of the volcano, everything has been incinerated. Officials fear 1 million people may be dead, and scientists are warning of a volcanic winter.
It's really not a question of if they'll go off, it's a question of when. Because sooner or later, one of these large super eruptions will happen.